How are the tackles progressing in this camp?
I think they're coming along. I think both of them are much further along than they were in the springtime, which is good. I think our backups are a lot further along than they were in the spring. So, and that's what you always have to look for is development of your starters, and then development of the guys that are going to come in, whether it's a third tackle, fourth tackle, what have you, and having that next guy up and ready to go. Because this time of year, normally you're going to have to depend on another guy. At some point or another, whether it's game 1, game 6, game whatever. So you got to have those next guys up ready to roll.
Where's Georgia's Hop OJ playing?
He's mixing up a little bit of both, right guard and right tackle. So we've put him at both positions. He's played both. He played a right guard all last spring. He played right tackle all last fall. So now he's gotten to the point where he can play both, and I feel comfortable with him at either one.
Are there any pass rushers on that defense who are really testing those guys on the edge?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Josh Allen's got great speed off the edge. Denzel Ware, obviously, very good speed off the edge. There's several guys that we can put out there. Kobe Walker comes, off the edge at times, and he's got great speed. So there's definitely some guys that are testing us every day, and that's what they need to see. That's what we're going to see on Saturdays.
More comfortable in run blocking or pass blocking at this point?
Well, you got to be able to do both. Whatever. Yeah, I wouldn't say you're more comfortable at one over the other. We got to be able to do both. That's got to be our mindset. Our guys have, obviously at times we've done well in both areas, and obviously at times we haven't done so well in both areas. So we have to just shore them both up, keep getting better on both of those things, because in this conference or any conference, you got to be able to do both. You got to be able to run block, you got to be able to protect. Whether that's run blocking on the goal line and punching it in, or whether that's protecting on 3rd and 8, you got to be able to do it.
You coached and been around a lot of centers in your time.
Mm-hmm.
What elevates John Toth above the other?
Discipline. I mean, I've had some really good centers, but his discipline's amazing to me. I mean, he's a guy that he's putting in all the extra hours. He takes care of his body. He's very intelligent. I mean, that's another thing that would probably be, if discipline's 1A, intelligence would be 1B, because he's really smart and he can see things. But just the fact that he loves the game. He studies the game. He's in the facility probably, I don't know, about as much as us coaches, to be honest with you. Either working on his body and the physical side of it in the weight room with Coach Edmond, or working on his mind, watching film, what have you. So, but his discipline is probably what elevates him.
Do you ever worry about him doing sort of the extreme stuff that he does, like the longboarding and the wakeboarding? Do you guys talk to him about that?
Yes, yeah, definitely. I think he was, I don't know if it was four-wheeling or what. I asked him what he was going to do one weekend this summer, and he said he was, I think, going to go four-wheeling. And I kind of paused for a second. I said, really, John? Now I got to worry about that over the weekend, right? But yeah, some of those things, I say take it easy. But I think on that particular one, he might have been going with his mom. So how can you tell him no to that, right?
John, how has Kyle Meadows changed over the last couple of years?
I'll tell you what, he has really, and even from the spring to now, it seems like he has just matured in every aspect, off the field, on the field. I really like his mindset right now and where he's at. I think it's just a maturity factor. Sometimes physically and mentally, the whole deal. Some guys are just a little bit after, later than other guys. And right now, from I would say last March to now, he's really done a good job with his focus and his consistency. Because even last year at times in games, he would have a rep that you would go, wow, that's a great rep. And then the next one might be a bad rep, real bad rep, And now it's just he's found a level of consistency in his game, and that's what we've asked him to do all along. And I see him getting closer to where he needs to be,
Same with Nick Haynes.
Yes, yeah, I'd say very similar. All those guys that were our first signing class that redshirted, that have played, for 2 years. I think the game is starting. They're seeing things a lot better right now. The game's probably slowing down for them a little bit in terms of, their anticipation when blitzes and things like that are coming. They're seeing them a little faster than they used to, which that's good, because you don't want to put all that on one guy. Toth can get us in good calls and good situations, but he's looking down in between his legs to see when he needs to snap the ball, and he's got a lot going on in his mind too. So as much as help as those guys can give him will make us better.
It seems like a guy like Cole Motion is holding everybody else off right now.
Yeah.
Am I correct in saying that?
I think you're 100%. I mean, he's steady. Cole, I'm sure he's not gonna be a rah-rah guy. He's not gonna do a lot of talking, but he comes and plays every day, consistent ball. And he's really done a good job out there on the edge. So, yeah, I would say you're exactly right. I think he's doing a great job. I think he's holding people off in terms of that starting left tackle position. And he's not just staying the same. He's getting better. and that's what we need him to do.
Did that surprise you from the time he first got hit to then?
No, not really. I mean, now if you'd have asked me 3 years ago if he was going to be our starting left tackle right now, I might have thought maybe more of a guard position he had, would have competed for. But I felt like from when he stepped on campus and I first got to see him play a lot of action live his freshman year, I felt like we had a steal from day one. And but that doesn't always pan out the way you think. But he's worked hard and he's put himself in this position. So I'm excited for him.
Even though you identified his talent and he was a walk-on, does that kind of prove to everybody on the roster that no matter how heralded a recruit is, you can become a player on this team?
Oh, no question. I mean, you look at guys like Cole and like Charles Walker, I mean, those guys get out here and work hard and prove and earn their way. And so I think the other guys obviously see that. Whether they're a highly recruited guy or not, it doesn't matter. Once you get out here on this field, those stars, all that stuff, goes to the side. It's all about what you do, what you can produce, and how, you play. It's all about production at that point. So I think everybody sees that.
What kind of benefit